Cyprian, Bishop of Carthage, martyr. Cyprian was one of the great heroes of the 3rd century church because he guided the Christians in the North African city of Carthage through a period of frightening persecution until he himself was martyred in the year 258. As an aside, the Diocese of South Carolina used to have a church in downtown Georgetown called St. Cyprian's Episcopal Church. Back to the book For All the Saints, continuing with Cyprian. Cyprian was a wealthy 50-year-old barrister when he converted to Christianity, and he probably viewed his baptism as his retirement from public service. But the Christians at Carthage decided to exploit his social position and political prestige, and they elected him as their bishop in the year 248. The next decade proved to be very difficult for the church in North Africa. The pagan government renewed its persecution of the church, and on the advice of his presbyters, Cyprian went into hiding for 2 years. When he returned to Carthage, he had to deal with a large number of people who had lapsed from the faith during the persecution, but once it was past, wanted to come back to the church. Cyprian refused to slam the door of God's mercy and the church's forgiveness on them, because he understood the weakness of human will, and even more the infinite compassion of God in Christ. It's important for us, I believe, to have short memories, and Cyprian is a marvelous example for us in this regard. Short memories when others perhaps behave in ways that we don't agree, or ways of weakness when their weakness is different from our own. Continuing with Cyprian, by the same token, he was sure that the returning apostates had wounded Christ anew when they took part in pagan sacrifices, so he opened the arms of the church to them, but required them to undergo public penance in order that they might learn something of what it costs to love and be loved by Christ. Cyprian himself was called to fulfill this love when early in the year 258 the imperial government began a new round of persecution. He was banished from Carthage, but insisted on returning and surrendering himself. After a brief trial, at which he bore unyielding witness to Christ, he was taken outside the city gates and beheaded. I am the Good Shepherd.